Hello everyone, welcome to PhoneUX. So today I want to kind of do the 2-month review of the Pixel 7. So the Pixel 7 has really only had one slight issue that has kind of been a bit of a bother, but it hasn't been, it's not a big deal. It's the slightest thing. So when I'm watching YouTube, when I go to switch it to landscape mode, if I happen to tilt it just a little bit too much beyond the 45-degree angle, I guess would be a good cutoff. It wants to go to portrait pretty quickly. So that might actually be a YouTube thing more than the Pixel 7, even though I haven't really noticed it on my other phones. There are a few good things that I've noticed with the phone in the 2 months, and the one thing that none of the other phones really have to compare with is this visor. It's not, I'm sure not everyone likes the way it looks or anything, but I actually think it's pretty cool to look at, and it actually makes a good finger stop. So when you're in landscape mode, it does give you like this sure feeling that you have it gripped properly. And then when you're in portrait mode, if you do want to reach to the top, that you kind of have to slide your hands a little bit. It does create kind of like a resistance, so the phone just doesn't slide off your hands, and it lets me reach the tops of the screen. Plus, I can just push back on it and put my hand back where I like it, which is a pinky under the phone. So it is useful, physically useful, besides the fact that it has a great camera system in it. Another cool thing is that it already came with Android 13, and the Pixel lineup is usually going to be, or always going to be, the first ones to receive the latest Android OS update. And basically, I was using this phone for 2 months before I was able to get the Android 13 on my Samsung Z Flip 4, which is my main phone. And I'm happy to report that there weren't any issues. Even though it was the first one, you would think that maybe you'll come across some bugs. There really weren't any bugs with Android 13 when it came out, and with the Pixel 7. So it's just been a smooth experience, and I was, first in line to pretty much get Android 13 because of it. So I have seen mentioned that some don't like that the battery size. They think the battery size is too small, but I think it's comparable to other phones in this size, and the battery does last me all day without any issues, and it's pretty efficient. Probably not the most efficient. I know there are other companies that clean up the OS or keep a tighter lid on the OS and let the battery last longer. Especially with iPhone, they really keep that neat and get the most out of the battery. But besides, like, if you're not comparing it to those, comparing it to the average Android phone, it does last a good amount of time, and it's sufficient. It's not going to be an issue for most users. The battery life, I would say, has been good. And finally, the last thing that I have noticed is that the reception is good. So I haven't had any issues getting good reception. Although I am in an area where reception is generally good for pretty much most phones. I do get a lot of 5G, and the 5G speeds, I think the fastest I've gotten was 500 megabits per second, which it's pretty crazy. Obviously, that speed is not in every spot I go to. Like around my home, I tend to get around 200, 250, and some other places are 500. But yeah, the speeds are crazy good here, and reception is crazy good here, so no complaints about that here. I do remember hearing that the Pixel 6 did have reception issues, and I don't think that this is having any reception issues. Even though my area does have good reception, I will still say that I am able to tell if it's having issues grabbing reception based on how strong the signal is. And the signal is the same on this phone as it is on any of my other phones, so no signal issues here at all. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you had any doubts about the Pixel 7, its reliability or stability, I would say that there aren't any issues with it, especially any that are gonna make your experience annoying or just plain bad. It is a reliable phone. It's been very efficient. It's been smooth and no issues. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.